YouTube, it's Louis here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for the continued support here and the many new faces. Over 50% of you are not subscribed and we are on the road to 5k subscribers. I would appreciate if as many of you as possible could help me achieve that, as well as hitting the like goal. We hit 50 likes on the last video and surpassed it, almost hitting 60. So there were over 500 of you. Let's try and push for 100 likes. That would be amazing. And I really appreciate that if over the weekend we could get this video to 100 likes. I will be back on Monday with the next Hbar update, but in today's video I want to go through the descending triangle, how we got the technical target, as well as the head and shoulders patterns target to the downside. Again, we know that as long as Hbar is above 0.05779324, that it is technically bullish, and so this is going to be the most attacked area because this is the point where all the bearish patterns are validated. So if that's if we are closing below them, that is the point where they become true, where the bearish patterns should actually start to head down, is when we close below this. Then it's going to be manipulated to try and do that as many times as possible until the apex. Now the descending triangle, I've drawn it through this wick, these wicks, and the body over here, this body, and some wicks over here. And we've got the lowest point down here. If we lose this, we know it's bearish, okay? And we've already discussed on the channel. If you're not aware, go check out the last few videos on Hbar. 2 days ago, we got 1,000 views on one of the Hbar updates. Thank you guys for the support on that video. And of course, what we're trying to do now, what happened over here is in those videos, but we had a double bottom, which we were able to call, just running into the previous descending resistance, as well as this golden area over here. We managed to mark out as it's the golden pocket. This is essentially the midpoint, and when we pushed up like this, you should never have dropped below, so that's negative in itself. And when you did that, it's basically a signal you're going to attack that point where if we do lose it, all these bearish patterns to the 1618 here, to 4.5 cent, to 4 cent over here, and to potentially 3 cent. That will all happen if we close below this point. So the chart is going to try its utmost possible to try and break below that. That's why you can see this is the last chance it's technically got until it actually goes up, basically, because we're coming into the apex. We've run into the resistance, and so because we've actually respected it as the top, we need to head to the bottom, which is this support of 5.7 cent. And we know as long as we're above it, we're good, but if we lose it, that's negative. We're going to potentially 3 cents, and we don't want that whatsoever. So again, how do we avoid this all? By staying above 0.57. I know it's so repetitive, but this is just how TA is. If we're getting out of this green box completely, that is amazing. That's beautiful. You can see we have this purple line here for this previous bullish trade, which I was able to give you guys on the channel. I'm just going to make this, I'm just going to put a green line through here. So we know once we're above this green box, and it's the same for Bitcoin, make sure to follow my Bitcoin updates day by day. It's even more important than Hbar. Yes, you might not be in Bitcoin, but if it's all about Bitcoin holding that low, so go check out those updates. If Bitcoin loses that low, you know Hbar is in trouble. You know your alts are in trouble. So that's why we want to focus on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's holding that low, then Hbar should hold that low. So this is why truly Bitcoin is the most important chart. Now over here, we did have that go at trying to break below. We still have 8 hours of the day left. So this is not confirmed yet, but you're already seeing a rejection to the downside. You were down here much earlier in the last hours of the day. However, now we're starting to reverse. It seems as so if we're then going to close above this on the daily time frame, this is when at least tomorrow we should actually expect some upside. You may come down first for the first half of the day or so to try and test the waters again before reversing, as you're seeing right now. That's what could follow tomorrow and the day after, where we're going to attempt to go down. It reverses again, as we're seeing with this candle, and then heads into this 20 EMA. This is going to happen if we see the daily close above this green line. You can see the body right now is above 5.7 cent. So that would confirm that in the next days we should see some upside. Yes, the first day after this we could head down to try and test the waters to see if it will break, but I think that same day or the following day you'll reverse from here and actually start to head up. That is what this candle is basically suggesting with the wicks to the downside. It's showing a rejection of this area. It means that it does not want to go below if it closes like this, because we see directly to the left, the structure is leaving me clues. So we have wicks going downwards, meaning I was under the green line during that day, but before the end of that day, I completely reversed and I went up. So that's a bullish note, and that's how we managed to reach that W patterns target. But knowing we're in a much larger downtrend, bullish patterns tend to maybe just work in the short term. If you want me to go over this in as much detail as possible with you guys, I do offer education over on my Twitter over here, Louis_crypto, where we're even able to give a trade on Bitcoin earlier, telling everyone if we see a 4-hour close below 19k, then Bitcoin is going to head towards 18.6k. And this would have been a lovely trade that you could have leveraged today, as we did manage to go down all the way down to 18,670 as we were able to call, because on the 4-hour time frame we had a close below that 786 of 19k right there. And so that was the suggestion, we're going to go down. Make sure to check out today's Bitcoin update, because it's important. If it actually closes above 19k, this is going to signal some upside in the short term, and so we could see that with Hbar as well. As you can see, look at that reaction right now. Nothing is confirmed at the moment, so we can't get too ahead of ourselves. That's why we want to wait for this daily close. That's in 8 hours. Once we are above, and that's if this holds, we're going to attempt to break the top. You might get another rejection like this, where we form some double bottom. You just need to continue to hold this. If at some point, and yes, this is a descending triangle, so technically we should go down to these targets. And if we don't break below this, then that's not going to happen. So that's extremely bullish. Why? Because we should go down, and that's not what is going to, well, if we do go up, we should have gone down, and that's not what happened. So something is going against what should be happening, an unexpected move, and that would be a bullish move. This is how you change a downtrend to an uptrend. How did we go from a bull market to a bear market? You need to get an unexpected move to the downside. It's the same from a bear market to a bull market. It's not something you're going to foresee. But if you're constantly holding a level which you know, okay, you should really be going below. If you've been watching the updates in the last days, we've gone through multiple times. When you lose these EMAs, that's extremely bearish. You should make a lower low. So we should go lower than that. And you just keep bouncing from there, bouncing from there, bouncing from there, bouncing. And even today, the beginning, but we can't say it's confirmed as of yet, but it's early, good early signs. Everything can change. We can close below, and that's negative. But right now, very nice. We've also seen over here in the past, when we reject the 20 EMA, you go lower than the bodies. So we rejected the 20 EMA, we should go lower than the bodies here, and then you didn't go lower. So that's why, and we can show you another example over here, running into the EMA, going back under all of them, as we did over here, going back under all of them, but failing to make that lower low. Here, you did so, you made that lower low. So that's what should happen over here. And so if that doesn't happen, this needs to show to you guys that Hbar is truly bullish. Again, we're at that point right now where it's very shaky. But again, if we do manage to do something like this, we get out and hold it or whatever, back test it, we need to then break this high over here. And once we are above this gold box, that's when we can say, yes, we're going back to the top over here at 8 cents. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's update. Let's help this channel get to 5k subs, 100 likes on this video. Leave comments down below. Go check out my Twitter, because not only was I giving a free trade earlier today on Bitcoin, I just post constantly throughout the day or before the updates when I have time. But this is also where you can go to private message me about my education, Louis_crypto. Head over to that. Help us reach 1.5k followers there. There's almost 4,000 of you subscribed now. Thank you for the continued support on the channel. Yeah, it's been a crazy last year, because we've actually been making all these videos since it's been bearish, and we've been calling all the bearish moves. So thank you for sticking around, actually taking in my opinion as well, and seeing over time that by preparing for both scenarios, you can never really get caught off guard. And that's the best way to look at the market if you are truly a professional trader. So that's pretty much it. If you want to do my education, the course or the one-to-one mentorship where I sit with you until you get it, over 10 hours of lessons, then yeah, message me.